Okay, so what did the Reserve Bank of India do? Let me just give a little bit of a background. There has been a good sequencing of attacking the coronavirus problem by the government. First, there was a dress rehearsal of a lockdown, a Janta curfew on Sunday. Then on Tuesday, the government came with a compulsory curfew for 21 days. And then on Wednesday, a lot of tax payments, regulatory filings were pushed back by 3 months. And then on Thursday, the informal sector, which got hurt by the lockdown, was given a lifeline. Some humanitarian measures were announced. 500 rupees for all women Jandan holders, 3 cylinders free in the coming 3 months. The amount of grains you get in PDS are going to be doubled, and that next amount will come free. 5 kilos more, 1 kilo of pulses free. So humanitarian steps got announced. The Reserve Bank has announced steps for the formal sector. Now the formal sector is the one that borrows from the banks. So what was announced by the Reserve Bank was one set of steps putting much more money in the hands of banks, and another set of steps where the borrowers were given more time to repay. Broadly, these are the 2 steps announced. Okay, now I use a little bit of jargon. What the Reserve Bank has done for the banks is, first of all, it has cut interest rates. This is the rate at which banks take money from RBI. That is called the repo rate. They were borrowing money from RBI at 5.15%. Now they can borrow from RBI at 4.4%. So there's a 75 basis point cut. A lot of the loans that banks give to you and me are connected to this repo rate. That's called by this technical term of external benchmarks. So if the repo rate falls from 5.15 to 4.4, 75 basis, a lot of the loans given to SMEs, even home loans and all that, in course of time will fall by 75 basis points. So don't think that this is some esoteric thing. To you and me, it will make a difference when you go to borrow a home loan. Even your existing home loan, after a gap of 3 or 4 months, will reduce in terms of interest rate. Okay, that's one step they took. The other step they took is what is called reverse repo. If the banks have a lot of money and they don't know what to do with it, for an overnight period, they go and give it to RBI. That is called reverse repo, the interest rate they get. They used to get an interest rate of 4.9%. Starting today, they will get only 4%. Now, how does that benefit? If a bank is sitting on so much cash, they're taking it from you and me through fixed deposits at 6% and 7%, and you, with that idle money, will get only 4%. A bank loses if it puts money into the Reserve Bank. Therefore, reducing the reverse repo rate is one way of telling banks, just get out and give it to industry. Don't come and give it to the Reserve Bank. That will be a very good push factor. A third point that was announced was what is called the cut in the CRR, the cash reserve ratio. Now, in all countries, a small percent of the deposits that banks collect should not be lent. It should be kept lazy. That percentage is the CRR. A percentage of the deposits that should be kept in cash with the RBI should not be lent. It used to be 4%. That has been cut today to 3%. So 1% of the total deposits in the country is now available for lending. That works out to 1.37 lakh crore. Total deposits is 137 lakh crore. 1% of that, 1.37 lakh crore, is coming into the bankers' hands, which they can lend. Another factor, the bankers can go and borrow from RBI with giving their government bonds as collateral. They can borrow over and above that, but that is at a slightly higher interest rate. Now, the amount of money that they can borrow from the RBI over and above the government bond collateral also has been increased. It is called an MSF facility. Don't worry about the jargon. The short point I'm making is about 2.8 lakh crore is available extra with the bankers to lend. Further, they can borrow 3-year money from the Reserve Bank. That is called the LTRO, long-term repo. They can borrow that money, so now they will get it at 4.4%, and they can lend that. Now, what does the RBI say? I will give you, the banker, at an interest rate of 4.4%. Very attractive for a banker, because if he borrows an FD from us, he pays us 6% and 6.5%. So he's very happy if he doesn't have to pay us 6.5%, but pay RBI 4.4 and get a 3-year deposit. But, says RBI, with that money, you will have to buy corporate bonds. Again, there is an incentive for corporate borrowers. If they float bonds, the bankers will come and buy those bonds, because for them there is an advantage. They're getting the money cheap. So that's a array of instruments to give bankers more money, give that money cheap, and force them to lend it to industry. That's one set of steps. The other set of steps for borrowers, all of us, for 3 months you don't have to pay interest. Wait, now don't be under the impression the loan is waived. All that RBI is saying is for 3 months you don't pay. Many of us, there may be shopkeepers, tailors, people who are not able to do business. Therefore they are not getting an income. You don't have to pay your EMI, or if you are someone who has borrowed a working capital loan, a term loan, don't pay the interest for 3 months. So March, April, May, you don't have to pay interest. Start paying the interest from June. Don't be under the impression in June you have to pay all the 4 months interest. No. If your term loan was for 5 years and it was ending in 2025 April, it will now end in 2025 July. You get this 3 month, the whole thing gets pushed back. So there's a bit of a breathing. Hopefully in 3 months this COVID problem will end and life will come back to normal. Maybe it won't. In that case, RBI I'm sure is going to extend it. The important point is, come March 31st, there were people just worrying. What do? We can't pay interest. We don't even have money to pay taxes. All that has been pushed back for now. The other thing they're doing is, banks will be allowed to give loan more than the current limits that are marked for companies. There is a working capital limit. Banks look at your inventory. They look at your, previous bills, your cash flow, and they say, okay, I can give this guy 100 rupees working capital. That can be increased. Normally, if you increase that, the RBI tells the bankers, A, you are trying to evergreen a defaulter. Now they will not do that. Even if you give more than the original limit, that will be welcomed. It will not be treated as you trying to cut corners. It won't be classified as NPA. So here again, people don't have money to pay salaries. There's no revenue coming in. There's no production happening. But you can avail of that extra loan from RBI, from banks, and pay your salaries, pay rent. Fixed costs are always there: electricity bill, rent bill, salary bill, even if you're not doing any production. Even for that, the extra loan is going to be available from banks. So that's the bunch of measures that the Reserve Bank has announced, and the governor ended it with 2 very positive things. One, that we are going to keep watching the economy, and we will come back with whatever steps that are needed. And the second thing he said is, for God's sake, don't be scared of private banks. Don't go and do this panic withdrawal of deposits. Your money is safe. I would take that very seriously. It's a central bank governor. He has the right to print money. Okay, what is the power of the central bank? The central bank prints money, and the man who has the mint under his thumb is telling you that your deposits in private banks are safe. I will take that also very seriously. So this is a set of steps to help the country cross over this economic lockdown because of the pandemic, and after 3 months they will take stock. So a lot of help coming our way.